Welcome to another Stalingrad campaign video. I'm flying the Pe-2 Series 87 bomber today. It's the 18th of September 1942. Here's our flight plan for this mission. My bomber squadron is based out of Fedorovka airbase. And our target is a railway junction to the west of Stalingrad. Heading out right now towards Stalingrad, cruising at about 2,000 meters altitude. I'm carrying 4 250 kilo bombs, so I'm going to set them to release in a series of 4 at 0.25 second intervals. We're just passing over an airbase where our escort fighters are taking off to join us. It's a flight of Yak-1s. They're going to cover us as we go into enemy territory and do our bomb drop. We're just about to pass over the Volga. I've got Stalingrad off to my 11 o'clock. We've climbed almost to 3,000 meters, which is our bombing altitude. Once we get to 3,000 meters, I'm going to go wings level, and it's a straight line from here to the target. On a bearing of about 230 degrees. That's 3k on the altimeter, so let's go wings level and head into enemy territory. There is some cloud to the west of Stalingrad, but our target is in the distance there where the sky is clear. I can just about make out the target. There's an airstrip up there with a blue area next to it, and our target is just in the middle. Our escorts should be somewhere above us. There they are. I can just make out 2 of them. I'm going to drop into the bombsight view and prepare for the bomb drop. Here's what we can see through the bombsight. There's our target in the upper right of the image, so I can use the plane control to steer towards it because we're a little bit too far left, although there is quite a strong crosswind which is going to push us right. So I am going to stay slightly left of the target. And then I have the information here from the plane dials to set our current altitude and speed into the bomb sight. Bomb release settings are fine, and then clicking on this icon gives me the wind readings. We don't get the data at 3,000 meters, so I'm going to use the information at 2,000 meters instead, which is a wind speed of 15 meters per second, coming from a bearing of 150 degrees. And we're currently on a bearing of 230 degrees, so that means the wind is coming from 80 degrees to our left side. And we need to allow for that because it will blow the bombs to the right after we've released them. So we need to make sure we're positioned left of target in order to actually hit it. We're currently heading straight for the target, so I'm going to steer left a little bit to compensate for the effect of the wind. And as we get closer to the target, I can use the sight controls to reposition the crosshair. So we are now currently just slightly left of the target. And I have changed my bearing, so I need to adjust the relative wind direction just a little bit. And I'm still being blown too far to the right, so I need to compensate again, steer the plane left. It's not a precise science, quite a big margin for error here. There are a couple of markers on the outside ring of the bomb site. One is at about 35 degrees and the second is at about 68 degrees. So we can move the second one around. That just represents the angle we're currently looking out at down to the ground. And the marker at position 1 represents the angle at which we need to release the bombs at. And if we align the two markers and switch to the bomb aiming mode, we can get an idea of where the bombs will actually impact the ground. And then we have to use some judgment to position the plane in the right place to hit the target. Meanwhile, a couple of 109s have attacked. My rear gunners have got a couple of hits there. But he comes back in for another attack run. Gets a couple of good hits on my starboard engine. Then my rear gunners manage to see him off and he disengages. We're closing in on the target now and I'm steering left because we're heading straight towards it and I need to allow for that wind drift. Hopefully that's enough. I'm going to switch into the bomb aiming view and it looks like we will hit the target here. So let's release the bombs in 3, 2, 1. There they go. It's looking good. My bombs should explode first and then the rest of the squadrons. It's a good drop, managed to completely destroy the train that was there, as well as some armoured vehicles and supply trucks that were parked alongside, and some buildings as well. Time to egress. We're heading back into friendly territory and towards Fedorovka on a bearing of about 60 degrees. The skies around us look clear and we do have a couple of escort fighters above us, so we should be safe now. I did take damage from the 109 attack. My starboard engine is damaged. The manifold pressures and the RPMs look okay at the moment though. Just going to keep my eye on that situation. I think that's a escort fighter above us there. The rest of the bombers are holding formation behind me. Here's a closer look at the damage to my starboard engine. I'm leaking something, not sure if that's fuel or coolant or both. I've slowed down a little bit, just holding my speed at around 320 kilometers an hour. And I have noticed that my starboard engine is beginning to overheat. So I'm guessing that I'm leaking coolant. And that could be fairly terminal. I am in friendly territory. And the temperature of that starboard engine is starting to increase too much. So I'm going to have to break formation. I will order the rest of the formation to RTB. But I'm going to break off here because there is a friendly airbase to my 4 o'clock. Thankfully. And I'm going to land there before my starboard engine gives up. There's the rest of the squadron heading back to base. They all look okay. I'm going to turn the plane in over the Volga and bring it into land. My undercarriage has come down, but my tail wheel has been shot off. It shouldn't be much of a problem. This plane is a tough plane to land, and I'm going to try and land on the front 2 wheels, then bleed off some speed before the tail touches down. There we go, a few bumps, but I am down safely. Mission accomplished. The rest of the planes from my squadron made it back to base safely. We took out 11 railroad assets in total, including 8 railroad cars, that would be the train, 3 station facilities buildings. In addition, we took out 6 vehicles, so 4 transport vehicles and 2 medium armoured vehicles that were parked next to the train. Thanks for watching, see you next time.